everyone, welcome and thanks for joining. We are excited to share with you today the newest offering in our group of solution accelerators, BankerShare. Targeted for the financial services and banking industries, BankerShare is focused on helping you expedite your digital transformation and further drive operational excellence and compliance within your organization. Today, we'll be specifically focusing on how BankerShare can help you create a process-driven branch by automating some of those common manual processes such as account closing and check fraud tracking. Now, before we get started, I want to cover a quick little bit about who we are. Abel Solutions is a consulting firm based out of Alpharetta, Georgia. For over 2 decades, clients have trusted us to help them reduce the cost, risk, and implementation time associated with solving their most critical business, IT, and collaboration challenges. We help companies achieve powerful business improvement through document management and workflow-enabled SharePoint solutions, unique applications, technology planning and support, and a wide array of complementary IT services. Now, as I mentioned, BankerShare is the most recent in our growing list of industry-specific solutions, delivering pre-built collaboration frameworks that shrink implementation time and cost. Now, as a longstanding Microsoft Gold partner focused on improving business productivity, Abel Solutions now also offers services that help you achieve better IT cost control. And in addition to our partnership with Microsoft, we're also Nintex's go-to partner in the Southeast and the longest-serving partner in the region, delivering Nintex software, services, and training since 2008. So for more information about us, Abel Solutions, or Nintex, you can check out the websites listed at the bottom of this slide, follow us on Twitter, or you can contact us directly, and I'll be sure to share some contact information with you at the end of today's webinar. So who are you going to hear from today? Well, my name is Nicole Presby. I'm a senior SharePoint consultant here at Abel Solutions, as well as a virtual technical evangelist for Nintex, which, if you're unfamiliar, is equivalent to Microsoft's MVP program. My blog is listed there if you want to check it out. I typically post tips and tricks related to SharePoint and more specifically process automation with Nintex. I'll be moderating our webinar today, and along with me, I have Andy Newton, who is our business development manager and our resident financial services subject matter expert. He's been working in and around the financial services industry for more than 12 years and brings experience in software services, including a focus on streamlining business processes and building out financial service solutions through SharePoint workflow automation. So with that, I will turn it over to Andy, who will be taking you through our demo today. So take it away, Andy.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today to learn more about BankerShare. And here is our agenda for the day. We are going to learn exactly what BankerShare is and how it applies to your bank and your branch network. Then we're going to go right into a demo, and we're going to focus on 2 items: account closing and check fraud tracking. Now, we have built out other items in our solution offering, and we'll kind of look at those today from a high level, but these are the 2 items we're going to focus on. From there, we're going to go into our roadmap, and we're going to show you what we're thinking about going, performing or developing in the future. And then we're going to wrap this all up with some QA and next steps. So what is BankerShare? So BankerShare is a platform that is going to allow your branch and your bank to streamline and automate its business processes that are disjointed either by using email or forms from Excel or Word. And it's very inefficient to try to create a workflow or a process based around that type of technology. So what we want to do is we want to complement your existing core products and your third-party applications, knowing that those are great products, but they're not designed for business processes. And we want to be able to address the workflow item or issues that you're seeing today between your back office and your front office. We also want to address any compliance shortfalls that come from audits. Being in the financial services industry for years, it always never fails for us to have high findings that we have to address through some type of workflow automation. And SharePoint is a great tool to do this with. We also want our departments to be able to collaborate across with task and follow-up reminders, and that is a part of our solution, is to be able to take multiple departments and integrate them together with one single business process. And then the last thing that we really offer for this solution is we want to be able to fill that operational software gap that you have with ready-to-go solutions. Now, there are many applications or business processes that you have in your branch today, in your back office today, that you just can't go out and buy software to do. And so BankerShare fills that gap with pre-canned solutions that can get you up and running quickly. So BankerShare is built around your core system. So at the center, you have your core applications, which is typically your loan and deposit operations. And they do a great job of storing information and reporting on your data, but it also needs other applications, other third-party applications. So you have items like teller platform, document imaging, CRM products, and so on. This is just a few of them that surround your core to help your bank do its daily business. These applications actually support all your various departments. And here's just a few of your departments and teams that might be supporting your branch and your branch network today. So the thing that BankerShare will do, it will take all these departments and it integrates these departments through business processes. And that's one thing that your core applications and your third-party applications are missing, is that ability to take a business process and integrate the departments that rely on the data and the processes that go around it. So that's how BankerShare fits in. So here is a typical operational challenge that you see today: an account closing process. A lot of branches, when they have to close an account, they'll send an email out, perhaps to a distribution list. So it's an email blast, and it goes out to various people in that list. So you have line of credit, debit card, maybe electronic banking, and so on, that you're sending emails out saying, hey, we're closing an account. And so a lot of times this is handled by email and phone calls, and there's absolutely no follow-up after that because the branch has done their job. They've let people know, and now they're moving on to the next customer. So there's really no accountability, and there's absolutely no reusable automated process. And with all that, you have no idea how long it's going to take you to close an account. So what is your turn time? What is your internal SLA to close an account? And what BankerShare can help you do is it can help you understand your business process. It'll take it, it'll define it, and then it puts it into a process in which you can follow from start to finish. So when a customer walks in your door, closes their account, a workflow kicks off and tasks are assigned. The tasks are assigned to various groups. Now these are the ones that we've identified, but if there are more, we would flush those out during our implementation, and we would include those in this process. If these tasks are not completed, reminders are sent out to these groups. And this is based on how often you want to remind them. Is it every 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours, depending on what you feel your SLA is. Now that you have this all in SharePoint, we are able to take it and we'll create reports. So we can slice it by month, year, quarter, branch, region, and reason that accounts are closing, so you can start making sense of this data. And that's how BankerShare can help you take a process that was manual and make it automated and put some accountability behind it with reminders and workflow. So we have built this off of really some great products. As far as the underlying technology, BankerShare is that we built it on leveraging Office 365, SharePoint, and Nintex to create a single interactive platform built to create efficiencies in all aspects of your organization. Now, we are going to actually move into the demo now and take a look at BankerShare. So here is our homepage. Our BankerShare is an intranet site for your bank. It comes with a homepage that is completely configurable upon implementation. You can have highlights for the day. You can have messages, a message board. You can have links to other applications within your SharePoint environment. And so this is totally configurable and can work for your bank or institution. Across the top, we have navigation. We're going to slightly go over this just a little so you have a better understanding of what makes up BankerShare. We've created dashboards for individual roles. So we have the branch manager, CSR, regional manager, or president, or the teller. And when you click on one of these items, it's going to tell you what's going on. In this case, for a regional president, I can get a snapshot of what's going on within my region. So if I have 10 or 12 branches that roll up to me, I can get a quick glimpse of what's going on within that branch at any given time. So I can look at fraud that's been reported in my region today, any account closings, which we're going to cover, CTRs that have been reported within my branch, and then I have other items that we can look at. The next area of that we want to look at is departments. We can build out your department structure by using a template that comes with BankerShare. So depending on your needs for department sites or team sites, we can quickly incorporate those into your intranet so your groups have areas to go to keep and store their information. We also have a corporate tab that will allow us to look at various things about the corporate, such as the corporate calendar or news. But one thing we've added is location listings. Location listings is somewhat the heart of how BankerShare is able to report on various things throughout its modules that we build. So anytime we create, let's say, for example, a CTR, we go out and we grab the information based on the location that we assign that CTR, where it happened. And so we instantly know who the branch manager is, what region it came from, state, who the regional president is, if there are any associated GL account numbers, who the security contact for that branch is. We associate it with that transaction. That allows us to create some very dynamic reporting on the back end based on all the modules that we have built. The last item we'll look at as far as navigation goes is our quick links. This shows you what we have built out today. We have account closings and check fraud tracking, which we're going to cover. We have CTR tracking, loan maintenance, missing loan information, monetary instrument sales log, and teller over and short. Then we have reports that we'll dive into a little in a bit. But for our first workflow that we want to talk about, our business process, is account closings. So we're going to take a look at the process of account closings. So this is what we've designed. When a person walks in the bank, a client walks in the bank and they closes their account, and the teller or the CSR agent documents all the information about that account, an email is sent out to the various groups of people that we've identified that something has to be done. So they are set up with a task to do. They will get automatic reminders if their tasks are open, let's say within 12 hours or 24 or 36 hours, you define that. And that task remains open, and those reminders keep being sent until the task is closed. Once all tasks are closed, we flag this item as being completed. And then from the time it was created to the time it was completed was our turn time. Now we can start gaining a better understanding of how long it actually takes us to close an account within our bank. We take this same concept and we've applied it to most of the modules that we've built out. So it's very consistent in how we've built out and structured our modules, and it's a very easy concept for your users to start embracing and using day one. So I'm going to open up, I'm going to go and I'm going to open up an account closing. And we'll just take you through the form. We try to make these forms as simple as we can for the users to be able to enter in the data and get out of it and get along in their day. So once an item is initiated, you'll see the form will only have the needed items or the needed information that we need to track during an account closing. Now, when we implement this, if there's other things that you want to track, we can put this on the form. But we have our branch listing, and we can find our branch. We'll put our account holder's name in. And again, the verbiage that we're using up in here is labels. We can customize that upon implementation to fit your culture. One of the things that we're doing is we provide you a reason. This is going to allow some pretty neat reporting later on. So as you are closing accounts and tracking the reasons, we can start having a better understanding of what's going on within the branch and why people are leaving the bank. So I'm going to skip over to open up an existing one to see what happens after we save and implement one, an account closing. So Jack Black left the bank, and this has been in process for a couple of days. We can see what has been done, who has done it, and what the status is of this account closing. So here's the basic information that is up in the front that was entered in by the teller or the CSR agent. Down below are all the tasks that are automatically assigned based on the workflow. So every area, deposit operations, credit administration, electronic banking, they all have things to do. And here we can tell that we haven't closed the safety deposit box yet, and we haven't turned off access to online banking. So now we know where we stand within this workflow. We also know that these people are getting reminders based on your SLA. So once this data is in and we've got items that are closed, we can start making some sense of the data. So I want to come over here and take a quick look at the report for account closing. All this data instantly shows into the report. Now I can start making sense of this. Here are my reasons. It looks like we did a merger last month with another bank, and now we're starting to see a higher rise in people leaving the bank because of the merger. We also can look at electronic banking. It's coming in a close second. Maybe we are lacking some functionality in our electronic banking system that we need to look at implementing or purchasing. So now we can start making sense of what's going on within the data and why people are leaving our bank. If we want to look at this by branch, we can drill down by branch. We can look at turn times. We can look at closed accounts. There's so many things that we can do with the data now that we haven't been able to do before. And so that's the exciting part about BankerShare. Not only is it providing you the business process automation, it's providing you the reporting that backs up any decision that you want to make in regards to maybe training or purchasing of new software down the line. The next one we're going to look at is going to be check fraud tracking. Check fraud tracking starts in the branch when it's reported in the branch, or maybe you have reported it with the CSR or even a call center. The check fraud tracking process that we built allows the branch to enter in the basic information for check fraud, and then it will shoot an email straight over to loss prevention. However, if the customer would like to keep their account open for some reason, they have to have manager approval. So there is a workflow built in to get manager approval to leave that account open. But it always goes to loss prevention to start reviewing. Now, if loss prevention has questions, it's all handled within SharePoint and our workflow. You can see here that questions can go back and forth, and we're trapping all that information. That is so important for compliance in any audits as you go through. This is going to allow you to go back at any given time and see what was going on with this check fraud. Simultaneously, what we're also doing is we're requesting funds. So we can set statuses based on have we requested, have we received, or were we denied funds. And once this whole process here has closed out, we will set the status to closed, send an email back to the creator letting them know, did we receive it? And if so, how much did we receive, so they can communicate back to the client. And then we can look at our turn time. How long is it taking us to receive our funds or get them denied from start to finish? So I'm going to come over here into account closings. I'm sorry, into check fraud tracking. And we're going to take a look at the form that the CSR or the teller can fill out for check fraud. Again, we try to make this as simple as we can. We don't want to confuse the users with too many fields, but this is configurable upon implementation. Or some things that you would like to be tracking, we can include those in the field. Now this piece up here is only available for administration, and since I'm an administrator, I can create a check fraud. If it's coming in from another bank, I can put in the transit bank. I also can assign, if I have a team of people working for me, I can assign this out to someone to research, and they would get an email with a link back to this form with all this information on it. But here's some of the basic information we would request. Your branch name, what type of fraud it is. Again, if we're capturing this information, we're going to report on it. The date the item was posted to the core, the account number, the customer name, and the amount. And here is where close this account. If I say, no, I don't want to close this account, this is where I have to get approval. And I cannot get out of the screen until I assign an approver to give us an approval, yes or no, can we close this account? If there was a check fraud GL loss account number associated with this branch, it would automatically be populated here. And that's all a user has to provide to start off the business process for check fraud. So once that's submitted, I'm going to open up an existing one and take a look at that and show you now what loss prevention sees. So I'm going to bring up Andre Alexander, and they had a check fraud to happen, and it's been going through the process, and loss prevention has been working on this. And you're going to see that loss prevention now has additional fields that they can look at. So we have the basic information here that we just filled out, but we also have question and answer section. So in this case, loss prevention has already sent an email out to the creator asking for additional information. And you can see that the creator has already responded to it. So this is the history that we're tracking. Every time there's a communication from loss prevention back out to the branch, we have it here. So we have a great paper trail inside the form. The other area that loss prevention is working is the funds. Where do we stand on getting the funds reimbursed? Well, it looks like on 8/6, we requested those funds. And now we're waiting if we're going to be received or denied. And once we go to received or denied, we will date stamp all of this so we know exactly what is going on, when, and by whom. And we can put in the recovery amount and any notes that may come in because it was denied. So all this information is logged inside the form to close the loop on anything that goes on within a particular check fraud. Again, going back to compliance, they want to see all this in one area, and it's so much easier to research as you are working on the claim. And then turn times and close dates are posted here. And just like in closing of account, we have reporting. So any type of report with the data that we are collecting in check fraud, we have it here. So I can take a look right here. We have 6 counterfeits, 1 forged endorsement, and 1 altered. And that was during May of 2018. So I can break this down by branch. I can look at turn time, and then I also can look at recovery and losses. So it's really nice to have the reporting on the workflow or your business process and what it's producing to help you make business decisions as you move forward to either invest in training or software. So now I want to talk about our roadmap as we move forward with BankerShare. Now the exciting thing about BankerShare right now is that we are in the infancy. We are creating things that we feel that the branch and the branch network is going to need. And so the ones in green are things that we've already created and are ready to go as far as our solution set. So we have account closing, check fraud tracking, CTR tracking, teller over and short, monetary instruments logs, missing loan information, and loan maintenance. But that we're not stopping there. We have a list of things that we want to keep developing on. But we are also looking for guidance from our future customers as we start building these out. We want our customers to have a say-so in our roadmap and the priorities that we have out there, so we're delivering what you need from a business process side to run your branches and your back office. So we're excited about how we are addressing branch operations, loan operations, deposit operations, compliance, and security in our roadmap. So I want to open this up for questions and answer, turn it back over to Nicole, our moderator, and our next steps.
Awesome. Thank you, Andy. That was awesome. I love seeing the solution in action. So that was great. So we've had a couple of questions come in, so let's see what we can answer for y'all. So first of all, are you guys planning to build out any HR apps for the financial service industry?
Yes, we are. We have actually built some out for other customers that we're planning to roll into our financial services offering, paid time off, we also have done other things on employee onboarding, things like that. So what we're doing is we're looking for recommendations from our future customers, our future clients, to help us better understand what those items would be. So we are excited about our HR offerings coming in the future.
Awesome. How about, do they already have to have SharePoint in order to get BankerShare? I guess because it's built on SharePoint. Do they have to have SharePoint in order to get BankerShare?
No, we can get you started with everything you need right now, including SharePoint, Office 365, and Nintex.
Awesome. And then what if they already have an existing SharePoint? Is that something that BankerShare can come and kind of fit within an existing framework?
Absolutely. We can fit within your existing framework in SharePoint. We also can drop modules in that you see. And see, that's our goal, is to build up a library of functionality, of business processes that you can choose from and drop into your environment and fit into the gaps of software or business process needs that you have today.
Awesome. And then how about if there wasn't, question here, what if I need a process that wasn't listed on your roadmap?
Great question. So we are early on in the development of this product. So what we want to get is opinions and views and feedback from our clients to help us build our roadmap, to allow us to help prioritize what's important to them. In addition, if there are business processes that we offer today that may not exactly 100% fit what you need, but get you maybe 80% there or 70% there, we can take those and modify those to make them fit your business process. So you're not framed into exactly what we have. We want to be able to adapt and configure what we have to hit your business needs.
Perfect. Okay, so I think that's all that I see right now. And we are just about right at time, so that's perfect timing. So I just want to thank you all so much for joining. Hopefully y'all are excited like we are about BankerShare. A couple of things, if you haven't already, make sure you register for our webinar next week, where we're actually going to take a look at how BankerShare can help connect your loan office to your back office. So we're going to take a look at a couple of additional modules there. And then also, if you're in the Metro Atlanta area, you are cordially invited to join us for a lunch and learn that we're doing at Maggiano's in Buckhead on August 21st of this year, 2018. We're going to take a deeper dive into some of those BankerShare solutions, and we're actually going to see how kind of we've built some of them up from the back end. So we'll see how some of the magic is happening. So with that, that's the end of our webinar. Please feel free to contact us. We've got our email address up there if you've got any questions or if we can get you started. So thanks so much, and y'all enjoy your day.